Desk. Hmm. Uh, you know what? I I don't know how to do this today. It's not putting my Stephanie, I hit share screen and I don't see my desktop on there. How do I get my
So
desktop?
you just have to X out. Yeah, there you go.
Exit out?
Yeah. So X out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I hope I get better at this. Um, okay. So I think these are really beautiful books that I have up here. The Frog Pond, you learned about that. It is something that the Haiku Society puts out, and they give good lectures or essays, and also you can submit. Um, so, and does anyone have any questions about the bibliography? Because it was sent out to you, right? You all got a copy. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one, I just love that new book. It's not a new book, but I just discovered it, the Chio Ni. And I learned a lot of things. Not only does it have history and information about haiku, how it's written, and I learned so many things. First of all, I never knew that women were not accepted into the Haiku Society. I just figured that Basho and Shiki and everyone, they just happen to be all men. But the reason is that we only know about them is because women were excluded. So I learned that in this book. I don't know if you've read it in any other book. I didn't. I learned it in this one because it has all of Chioni, a woman, haiku master, and they're beautiful. I'll read you some of them after we do your haiku. And the other one that we talked about, Write Your Own Haiku by Patricia Donegan. Now, Vera has the older issue, and I went and bought the new issue, which is called Write Your Own Haiku. And it's exactly like the old one. They just changed the title. I thought, oh my God, the first title was Asian Arts and Crafts for Children. And then they rewrote, they just titled it different, made it into the same exact book, but had a different title. So beware. Get the new one if you want a smaller one, but they're exactly the same. Okay. Then A House by Itself is a really good one on Masaoka Shiki. It's by a very good Charles Trumbull. He's part of the Haiku Society. Really brilliant man. He's very organized. And when he does research, he does research. So he wrote the foreword to this. And I learned all kinds of things about Masaoka that I didn't know. That's what it looks like. And it's small, and I got it on the thrift books. The Cool Melons, that's uh, about Isa, and it's for children too. But what I loved about it were the illustrations and the calligraphy on the side. The illustrations are just works of art. And also, it tells you about his life, which I found so amazing that someone could go through that much hardship and suffering and still have a very loving, kind outlook about life. And then Jack Kerouac, he says book of haikus. Now, you know, we don't say haikus. It's funny that they put haikus. If you're getting into the world of haiku, don't say haikus. It's haiku for plural or singular. Um, Then I wait for the moon. My haiku master told me to get this one because she's a modern haiku poet in Japan. Do I have her book? Here, I do. And it's I Wait for the Moon. Like I said, she is the most known modern haiku poet in Japan. And she also wrote the book called 100 Gourds, about 100 translation of the old pond, A Frog Jumps in Sound of Water, that famous one by haiku, by Basho. So that's a really wonderful book. And it's women are actually today the most prolific haiku poets in Japan, where they were suppressed way back in the Edo period. Now they're the most prolific. So that's a good thing. And Geppo, this is a really interesting organization. For $25, they send you a work study journal of Yukiteki Society. Now, we were speaking of 575. They started off with 575 because that's the way it was at the beginning in America. And then they changed to be keeping up with the world, but they still have a contest every year that honors 575, and they give you the kigos for each season, and then you send in your haiku and you win some money. I forget how much, but the main thing is it's a really good journal that you can subscribe to and send your haiku in, and then they look at it and they pick ones that they want to study, because there's a dojo, there are masters there that go over your haiku. It's just a really good, warm and friendly journal to work with. Plus, every year they have the most wonderful haiku meeting that's held up in Monterey, Asilomar. That is just to go up there and be there is great. So keep that in mind. Check it out online, okay? And then the May Sky is a very good, beautiful one of the anthology of Japanese American concentration camp haiku writers. The Narrow Road to Oka. Is a good one for contemporary haibun. And I wanted to go over that with you, but we aren't going to have time. I love haibun because Basho, and I have the Narrow Road to Basho, he is the one that brought haibun to the forefront of haiku. And in America right now, there's a lot of modern artists that are into that. And it's simply stated, it's prose and haiku. And we'll probably go over that sometime in the future. And I did write my own book, and I have it there, Enter the Stream, a book of haibun. And I wrote quite a few haibun because, like I said, it's perfect if you want to write a little more and then you put haiku to go with it. That it just punches out whatever you've written. It's just a wonderful form to work with. Okay, so keep that in mind and look at some of the haibun online. I used to write a lot for that online thing, and then I went over to Tonka, I told you, and then now I'm going back to haiku. But I used to write a lot for the contemporary haibun online. All right. So what Sono?
Haibun, I didn't get it. What's
Okay. Okay, so haibun is you use haiku and prose. Usually the haiku is at the end of it. So you're writing a lot. Okay, I'll read you one. I'll read you one of mine. It's called Bloom. This is a picture of my mother, if you can see it. So I wrote this haibun. It's called Bloom. My mother tells me of the night I was conceived. Night blooming jasmine was penetrating the air. The scent floated into her window and overtook her senses. She couldn't control herself any longer. As she sat next to the shy young man who was to be my father, the soft bed enveloped them. The powerful scent of the flowers entered their pores and transformed into rivulets of fragrant sweat. And the haiku, the halo around a hazy moon, night blooming jasmine. The halo around a hazy moon, night blooming jasmine. Okay, so that's an example of haibun, where you write you can write a long prose. They don't want it more than 500, but I like to write the short ones. And then you just put your haiku in and it should bring out the prose. It shouldn't be just following the prose like another sentence, but it highlights it. Okay, does that kind of answer your question, Sono?
Yeah, I don't think I could do that one. That's
Well,
too hard for me.
Okay, yeah, first you want to learn how to write haiku, but this is a step after you master haiku. You don't even have to master haiku. You could experiment with both. I happened to fall in love with the haibun form. And I just wrote it so much, and then Contemporary Haibun kept publishing me, so it gave me a lot of encouragement. Okay, and that's another thing. You can submit to Geppo and get people to look at your poems, give you help, criticism, whatever. Let me just put this stop share. Because one thing about the haiku world is they're very helpful. You know, how can I put it? There's all kinds of groups that you could go to. If you submit to a publisher, they don't just not answer you. They'll answer you and they'll say, you know, if you only did this to your haiku, it would be great. Really? And then you learn how to write it. That's how I started off, by having editors kind of guiding me, and they'll actually change it for you. Like I changed yours a little bit, Dean. They do that all the time. And in fact, I've heard in Japan that all you have to have is 2 words in your haiku and the editor can change it all the way and it's still yours. When I work in Renku with the master David Lanoy, who's written about 14 books on Isa, he'll change the Renku is the group writing, the collaborative haiku. He'll change everybody's. It's just, and we're grateful he does that, you know. And I said, gee, I didn't write that, you did. And he goes, no, that was your root. That was your seed. You know, that was your idea. So I like this kind of nurturing atmosphere of haiku, really nurturing. And that we meet in Asilomar and Monterey and all this kind of stuff. It's a very wonderful community, and we're touching just the tip of the iceberg of it. So that's why I wanted to know, if you took the class again, would you want it longer? Because we don't get much done. I mean, we get a lot done, but we can get a lot. You would, Nancy, make it maybe 15 minutes more, Vera too? Yeah, Kevin too? Okay, so Stephanie, we're going to make it longer next time. How about making it 4 weeks rather than 3 weeks? Or is 3 weeks enough? 3 weeks is enough, but 15 minutes longer.
Oh,
Okay. What, Vera? I mean, Nancy? 4 weeks? Well, who says 4 weeks? Raise your hand. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So most of you say 4. Joe, are you sure? You were kind of like hesitant. Okay. So we might, Stephanie, we'll talk about it, okay, when we plan it for the fall. Okay, so let's get on to our stuff. I hope we have time to do this. Let's first share your haiku. Anybody?
Me?
Sona, thank you. And you could put it in chat too, remember.
Okay, I don't know how to do that,
Will you hit?
but that's okay. I don't have to, right?
Well, we'd love you to. Okay.
Well, I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
So
okay. You don't have to. Forget it.
I'm just learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just easier for me to see it, but go ahead.
Okay. I put sounds of birds chirping, scampering squirrels in trees, a sanctuary on my street.
Well, that sounds.
Is that a
Are we going to
haiku?
wave our hands, everybody?
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
That means that's a clap.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, in New York, they go like this. They clap like this. Hey. Yeah.
And I wrote 3. Warm and cozy, though silent and invisible, love is so real.
Though silent and invisible.
Yeah, I put warm and cozy, though silent and invisible, love is so real.
Well, love, yeah, but love, I guess it's sort of like you might want to put something more concrete or an image, because love is so, okay, you guys, what word can I use? Like vapor or not concrete, or kind of could be a million things. So you might want to put something like an image that represents love.
An image. I guess I have a hard time with that because I think love is invisible.
Oh, okay. You said love is invisible?
Yeah, I said though warm and cozy, that's what I feel about love. Though silent and invisible, love is so real.
Oh, so a contrast, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to say that, you really can't see it and sometimes you can't hear it, but you feel it.
Oh, I like that, huh?
And so it's real, that's what I'm trying to say anyway.
So anyone have comments about it?
Yeah, I think there's that other form that's like haiku called Senryu.
Mhm.
What is that? Isn't that sort of like what she wrote? It's not, at least that's what I thought it was, a Senryu.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, the lines between Senryu and haiku are coming closer and closer so that you can't even, it's so hard when you send to divide it, you know. Some say that the only thing that makes Senryu a Senryu is that it doesn't have a kigo in it, or that it only talks about humanistic things. So, but you said, okay, repeat yours again, Sona?
Sono.
Sono.
Warm and cozy, though silent and invisible, love is so real.
Yeah, I guess you would call that a Senryu because she didn't have any connection to nature and there wasn't a kigo in there. I guess when I hear love, it's hard for me to connect sometimes because it's such an overused word. when people walk away from you, they say, love you, and all this kind of stuff. So when I hear it, sometimes it just kind of makes me go, oh, but I think, how did everyone else feel?
I just was listening to what she was saying, and I realized that that could be true for me too. I liked it.
Yeah, I did too after I took away my prejudices, you know, especially, especially when you said the invisible and then the real. So the contrast there. This may be your media sono, you know, haiku.
I like it. But I don't know, you know, I'm like, gee, did I follow the, you know, whatever. But this is another one. And this might be, I don't know what Senryu is, but it sounds like I did it. In that I didn't put like a key goal or something, or anyway, this is my last one because I like to watch the Dodgers. I said, fans in the stands, a smile on a child's face, a welcome sight.
Like it.
Is that haiku?
Senryu.
Oh, Senryu. Yeah, I don't know what Senryu is, but that's what I thought a haiku was. But yeah, I know I'm missing some elements like surprise and kigo and things like that.
Mhm. Well, let me just read you from Chio Ni. I just opened it. Wait, oh no, let me take it to someplace that. Shoot. Okay. Women's desire, deeply rooted, wild violets. Okay, Bodhi.
Wild what?
Wait. Bodhi, you're gonna have to leave if you act that way. Come on. Out. Out. Oh well. Okay, let me. I hate to make him leave. He's happy right now. Okay, I'll read that to you again. Women's desire, deeply rooted, the wild violets. Okay, so the Kigo, the wild violets, it's a spring Kigo, and it means, you can tell, wild violets, passion, love, but she didn't say it explicitly. She used the Kigo wild violets. That's what I'm talking about. So, and they put the note, Kigo wild violets, an unusually powerful, direct, and sensual haiku for a woman of her time. That's what I mean about, you don't quite say it, but you'll have the image there. And here's.
Excuse me. I have a hard time deciphering that, you know, like wild violets, and it means that.
Okay,
that's
it
why
might, okay, would it be better if she would have said wild flowers?
no,
No, it wouldn't.
I'm just, I don't know if people understand what I'm saying or not, but some of these I read, I think, what is it trying to say? I feel like I'm not deep enough to understand some of these haiku. Like, okay, I guess I'm not well read enough or something like that.
You know, I know exactly what you mean. Because I told you I'd go to these conferences and they talk about a haiku for 30 minutes and I go, I don't get it. But when you read more haiku, then you understand the kigo perhaps better, which are just images that connect you to something else bigger, that connect you with all kinds of associations. So this is a kigo in Japan. Okay, and they have dictionaries of thousands of kigo that are known. So that maybe one thing, but wild violets, I could understand the color, the purple, the brings to me passion. If it were black, it would be a different thing. I think,
Okay.
you know, but wild violet. So for me, I kind of understand it. And that's I told you at the beginning that to read a haiku is just as much as an art as to write it. And so that's why you've got to read it more, to kind of just get swept away with the images, just like our dreams, you know. A lot of times we don't understand our dreams. They're like, what the hell? I mean, I don't understand my dream. And then maybe a week later you get it because the image made the connection to you, and then it guides you in your life, because your dreams do tell you something about what's going on in your life. They really do. Don't you feel, Shana?
Yeah.
Shanna?
Yeah, I was going to add that I also think just poetry and haiku in general is very subjective. I think different people are going to have different feelings towards the words and the poem and the haiku itself. I think it's going to touch you a very different way than it would affect someone else. It's all
Right.
subjective.
Yeah. And that's what's kind of nice about haiku, that it leaves enough, what we say, dream room. It leaves, some people will just go, oh my God, that was me, and just sob, you know, because that haiku just hit them right there. And then other people will, I don't get it, you know. But that is the beauty of haiku, because it's only got 3 lines. And for some, you'll really connect. Let me just read you another one, that these to me, they're hard to understand, but okay, here's another one. And a lot of them, they do have to explain it underneath. I forget to remember the days, yet these spring deer. Okay, so the spring deer is a kigo, and it says, this was written in Chiyone's later years. Because of the forgetfulness that comes with her old age, she feels in sharp contrast to the young deer, yet at the same time, she appreciates the moment. So I'll read it to you again. I forget to remember the days, yet these spring deer. So you see how the kigo, it well, I suppose if you did live in Japan and knew more about what each kigo meant, it might have more meaning. But
I think so.
yeah, but still, I mean, we all know what a young spring deer is, right? And it brings to you that feeling of love, yet tenderness, and running freely in the forest. So you may not feel it at first, but then you see this image and you just feel the image. That's what I'm speaking of, image. I'm not that good at it myself, I don't think. I need more words. That's why I guess I loved Haibun. But Chiyo Ni, if you get her book, you'll probably understand haiku a lot more. Yes, Chiyo, you're remembered. Yeah. Sono, you want to read more?
No, I only wrote 3. Somebody
That's
else read
great.
some.
Okay, someone else read some. Kevin. Oh, wait a minute. I just want to ask one more question. If we do the haiku class in the fall, would you prefer it by Zoom or in-house?
I like Zoom.
You like Zoom?
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I would prefer Zoom.
And if
Oh,
it's only for an hour and a half, you know, some people might have to drive for over a half hour just to get there. And with Zoom, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
especially at this time of evening.
It ought to take me 10 hours to fly there.
Yeah.
I think Zoom will work. If it works for them, let's do it.
Okay, I like the Zoom because I like it. You don't have to drive, and I get to see your faces, and you don't know I'm really looking, you know what I mean? So it's great. Yeah. Okay. So Kevin, I interrupted you.
Oh, not a problem. So here's one that I wrote. Orange tree blooms, mower roars, dad is gone.
Lower.
What's the middle part?
Oh,
Yeah. What was,
mower,
Mower?
mower, yeah, like a lawnmower.
Oh, okay.
Mower roars, ROARS.
mower, like a lawnmower, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I get it. What a good dad.
Oh, could you read that one more time, please?
Oh, yeah. No, so orange tree blooms, mower roars, dad is gone.
Hmm. Okay.
Anyone have any comments?
I think we can all understand Kevin's feelings.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the one that I wrote, Kevin. I think it was my first one that I got published in an anthology, but so I remember it was The Piano's Wandering Melody, Dad's Gone. It's kind of the same feeling. Yeah, we had the same thing because my dad used to always play the piano and he'd improvise. And I was sitting in a car and I heard this piano music and I just broke down. I couldn't stop crying, but it the same thing. Yeah.
I think it speaks to what you had said in the first class, and that is you advised us to look when we were walking or doing anything in the day to see what shaped our ideas. And I think that the death of a parent always shapes our ideas. And then I don't know about you guys, but I can remember smelling a smell and being sent back immediately to first grade in Miss Grube's class where everybody was eating peanut butter sandwiches. I mean, it was incredible. You know, it's either an aroma or a sight often takes you back. And I think that's kind of the things, you know, Sonu, you were saying that you didn't think you had the background, but most of the haiku that I look at that I really love are very simple. It's just the distillation of your idea. So, you know, I thought yours were good. And I very much like Kevin's. I'm
Yeah.
only saying that so that you guys will like mine.
Oh,
It's amazing though, the first class that you're able to write these, because I just know I didn't get it for months. Really.
Yes, but we're a lot older than you are, Jenny.
I'm 73, Nancy. I don't
No,
know.
I'm 82.
Oh, okay. You got me.
I know. Certainly do.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I just felt sometimes when you hit 70, you think, oh my God, really? You know, but I guess it's all right.
if you're healthy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Nancy, read yours.
Okay. I live on a canyon. And so
Where do you live?
I live in Palos Verdes.
Okay.
And so each day at dusk, I watch the hummingbirds hover at some great height and then dive into the canyon and then come on back up and
Whoa.
dive in. And so I wrote hummingbird at dusk, hover, then dive, bungee jumping. Because that's what they're doing, the little devils.
Yeah, they are frisky. Yeah, I like that. And they're aggressive too.
Well,
You know?
don't put out a feeder with more than one stand on it.
Yeah, I have a feeder. That's why I know they.
Yeah, they're feisty
Yeah.
little devils.
Yeah, yeah.
And my other one that I have relates to, I was telling Joe, my folks are from Arkansas. And when I would go there in the summer, the sound of the cicadas was incredible. And I was at a meeting and everyone was talking. And I thought, you know what that sounds like? And so I wrote community chorus, cicada summer.
God, these are really.
You know, you said something like, you're amazed that we can write them at the first class, but you know what? I think we've had them inside our heads for a long time. We just didn't quite know how to take it out and put it on paper. And I think you have helped us a great deal in understanding that we do have these inside. It's just a matter of finding the form to get them out.
Oh, thank you. But I mean, really, the stuff that's coming out is. Let's write a book. Let's get a JCI anthology together.
Wow. Okay. Our third class, and we can write a book.
Well, keep them, collect them, you know. And because even in that book that I told you to get, Haiku, how to write it, it tells you how to make little books too. And it's just a good idea. And we could put.
Well, I make my own Christmas cards. I paint.
That's right.
And so I make my own Christmas cards. And what I like to put on the inside is a haiku that kind of expresses how I felt when I made that painting. And so, you know,
Oh,
you
wow.
have given me some, you know, concrete ideas about how to do that. So this has been very helpful for me. And to hear what everyone else is writing is really good.
Yeah.
They might not like them, but I do.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. So I'll give you my address and I will love a card from you.
I've
Yeah.
been doing them since 1999.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I usually write poetry, but I prefer haiku. I think that the distillation of an idea is much better than a whole long poem. So these have been very helpful.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Anyone
Okay,
else?
you guys, get brave. Take a
Yeah.
deep breath and raise your hand. Come on.
I'll take a stab.
There you go.
Yay.
Good, thank you. I could give you some.
I don't know the order, but I was looking out the window and I could see people passing by, and I noticed that the footwear changed. They're not wearing running shoes or athletic shoes. They were wearing slippers, flip-flops. So I wrote, and I don't know the order that I should put this, sidewalk song, slippers slapping easily, summer's lazy beat.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
But it lacks
Yeah.
compassion.
And it goes with you hear the flip flop and it flip and summer's. Did you say beat? I thought you said summer's beat, but it was heat, huh?
Lazy beat.
Lazy beat. Okay.
What was the middle part again?
Slippers slapping easily.
Okay, thanks.
Summer's lazy beat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if which line should be first, which should be the middle. and
I
which should be
change them
front.
until you like it, Vera. It's nice.
Yeah,
We
you can play with
got it
it, but
without
it
any
sounds
trouble.
good. Yeah.
But I
just
like
read it
sort
one.
of- oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Vera.
it doesn't have compassion. It's just slippers. And the
Yeah,
sound.
but they're making a sound, and you've observed it and caught the feeling that I could just hear and see the feeling of the slippers hitting the floor, and it sounds pretty happy to me. Could you
I
read it
love it.
one more time? Just one more time.
Sure. Sidewalk song, slippers slapping easily, summer's lazy beat.
Yeah, I
got a
really
lot of-
like it.
And I think it could be made into the kind of poetry that Jenny was talking about, where you explain what you saw a little bit, and then you have that high bun. Is that what you call it?
Haibun,
Haibun.
actually, it's really good and it stands on its own. But you could play with the idea of a haibun. Just
And
look
all,
up.
all of them are like sounds, you know, song, slapping, beat, sounds.
So it really, I guess it pounded into you, the song and the song and everything. So you could feel it very strong.
I know
Yeah.
in Hawaii, everyone wears slippers all the time. But here, when the weather changes, when it's cold, they don't wear slippers. But I noticed that there were a lot of people wearing slippers, and it's a different sound. It's not a runner running down the street, or it was kind of a lazy slap, slap, slap. So I thought summer.
I like your Aurora Borealis, Vera.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Before
I said,
I pass away, I have to see it somewhere.
I
Oh,
saw it this
yeah.
year. It was wonderful.
Oh, did you?
We
Oh,
went to
excellent.
Churchill.
Where did you go?
To Churchill in Canada,
Canada.
Oh.
Okay.
up above Winnipeg.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Well, Tim, did you see them in Iceland when we all went together?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
I think I was sleeping. Yeah. Oh, wow.
I think you were, because the hotel where we stayed, they offered to call us if there was one that night. And so we said, yes, call us. And the phone rang. We ran outside with everyone, practically everyone at the hotel. Everyone wearing pajamas and a down jacket. And there it was.
Oh,
was-
they didn't
you-
call me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay. Well, you see one now with
Yeah.
Vera.
So what time did they call you? Do you remember?
It was about 9 o'clock.
Oh,
8:30,
shoot,
9
I
o'clock.
was up.
Were you up? Did you
Of
tell the
course,
front
at 9
desk to call you?
I can't remember. I'm sure I did, but I missed out. Shoot.
You missed out, Janie. You have to go
Oh.
back.
Did you write a haiku about it, Tim?
No.
Okay, what's your haiku? Can you read us your haiku today?
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Okay. The cat slapped a cocoon inside a dazed caterpillar.
Say it again. He slapped a cocoon.
The cat slapped a cocoon inside a dazed caterpillar.
So it was only a day the caterpillar was okay.
Dazed.
Dazed, dizzy.
Dazed.
Oh, dazed. Okay, now it makes yes. Okay. Any comments?
I like it. I can picture it without any trouble.
Yeah.
Emmy, you could read yours.
Can you hear me or am I muted?
No, we could hear you.
Oh, amazing. Okay, this is the one you recommended. Purple petals on pavement, stick to my shoe, thirsty for water.
I didn't hear the last line.
thirsty for water.
Thirsty for water.
See, these
Very
are the
nice.
jacaranda trees that are horrible on our street.
What was the middle part? Purple.
Yeah, read it again. Most haiku have to be written, I mean, spoken more than once.
Purple petals on pavement stick to my shoe. Thirsty for water. Jeannie, I changed it a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Good. Okay.
Stick
We
to
go
my
like this to show our appreciation.
I don't get the thirsty for water. The petals are thirsty for water, or I didn't get it right there. I like the first and second part, but I don't know thirsty for water. What does that mean? I don't get it.
Dry weather, I guess.
Oh, dry weather.
I just threw that in.
Oh, okay, like summer or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why the petals are shedding.
Oh,
Well, I recommended that she just end it with thirsty so that you could almost make it that I'm thirsty or thirsty for anything.
mm,
I like it.
yeah.
Anyone? Joe?
Not tonight. I found out I'm no poet, but
What?
I found out that I'm not a poet. But
Oh,
this has opened my eyes to how poets think and feel, which is extraordinary because you see the world in such a way that people, just see with their eyes, but there's feeling behind a poet's understanding of what they see. So it's beautiful. I'm learning a lot, and I'm really thanking everybody who's done this week. It is wonderful.
oh, good. Yeah.
And you don't have one poem, Joe?
Not this week.
This week?
Not this week. Some of the bad stuff I wrote last week. Huh?
This is our last week.
Let's hear your last week one.
Oh, me. Let me go back and try. They were trying to find it.
Cody. No.
Okay. On a hot summer night, cold winter is coming. I can't even read my writing. What is it?
On a hot summer night, cold winter coming.
Yeah, I can't read my writing. It's a bad chicken scratch here.
On a hot summer night, cold winter is coming.
Then you said something about fireworks.
Yeah. Summer, let's see. A hot summer, cold winter is coming, but now fireworks.
A hot summer, a cold winter is coming, but now fireworks.
My suggestion was only to maybe stick with one image
Yeah.
and then crystallize that image because you had so many hot summer, cold winter, and then fireworks. So just pick one image that you want to exploit,
Okay.
in a sense, because you've got some good images, right? Well, what do you think, folks?
I think you're right. One thing about writing, I never get satisfied with my writing until I wrote it about 7 or 8 times. And this one I felt needed to be written over to pretty much do the focus on what's going on.
Mhm. It's good to
I
have
think
too much.
also the way we talked when Vera was talking, and she was saying she didn't know which sentence should go first. I think sometimes when we just change the order of them, we get a different idea, and it helps us.
Right.
And I think, you know, especially with Vera's with the shoes, I think that was a really you know, a neat one that you could change around that would work well.
Mhm.
My hummingbirds one was too. I, you know, changed it any number of times before I got it where I wanted it.
Right. And we did a little exercise the first night of changing the words around, remember, and how it really changed everything. So you, with the only 3 lines, you could play with it for hours. And you play with it, read it out loud, definitely read it out loud, read it to someone in the house, you know, to hear how it sounds. Maybe you could, and you know what I really like to do is the thesaurus. How do you say the thesaurus? Use that. It's on the computer. Just put your word in. Even if I like a word, sometimes I still just want to see what else the thesaurus will say, you know, just out of curiosity. And like you'll use the word run, you'll put it in there, and a whole slew of things comes out of one word, run. So I love to use it, especially for haiku, because it's so small.
But so you will let us know when you're going to have your class in the fall?
Stephanie, how does that work?
So it'll be in our upcoming newsletter, which gets distributed in July, and also it gets sent via email. So if you're on either list, you'll hear about it. But if you would like me to put you like on a separate list where I can let you know like immediately once we book it, I can do that as well. But otherwise, yeah, around July or August, you should hear about that announcement.
Okay.
I probably won't change what the content of my class, though. I don't know if that's going to present a problem, because I have to start at a beginning level. So Nancy, how do you feel about that?
I think that's fine. I think we learn as much from everybody else who's in class, you know, and there'll be different people and we'll learn different things. So I can't see that that'd be a problem. I certainly don't feel like an expert.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
take
have
a
didn't hear-
beginning class a couple of times, I might get it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear Dean's, any of Dean's haiku.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
Dean, can you share a haiku or 2 or 3? Dean, I'm calling you out.
Okay, hang on. All right, last time I read this one, and it's Jeannie suggested this, and I'll just read it. It says, under the shade, ice drinks and watermelon, cool summer. So under the shade, ice drinks and watermelon, cool summer. I could read one more.
Yay.
I like it.
Uh,
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, where is it? Interesting. Oh, I'm close. It's around here somewhere. That's funny. Yeah. Oh, here it is. No, I wrote stuff that, well, because I'm just walking around and I wrote these. I don't know if they're haiku either, but it's what I noticed. So I'll just read the funniest one. It says, I bite, it bites, hot chili peppers. What I was trying to do is, yeah, that happened. And it's very short and has a surprise.
Yeah, that's a real Senryu. You know, there's this Senryu online by Michael Railing, Art Heling. Anyway, it's called Failed Haiku. And you could, do you know that, Shanna? Yeah. So you could send them there and he and see everyone else's, and he's very accepting. He took about 3 of mine
I
last.
like it. Oh, sorry. I like it because I buy, that's a verb, but it bites, that's an adjective. No?
Yeah, read it one more time, Dean.
Oh, I memorized that one.
Yeah. I mean, say it.
No, it goes like this. I bite, it bites, red hot chili pepper.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't it bites like it's hot
Yeah.
type thing?
well, yeah, because that's how it bites me. It doesn't have teeth, right? So, yeah, you got it. You got it.
I like that. It's like the same word, but it means 2 different things. I mean,
Right.
one's a verb and one's a more adjective. Like, I like that.
They're both verbs.
They're both verbs?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, bites is a verb, like which say it bites. That's a verb.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, I thought it would when someone says it bites.
No,
that
his
means-
adjectives are all with the peppers.
Oh, I got your point. You mean like someone's like complaining and says it bites, like it's
Yeah.
terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a little different. I didn't think about that way.
I guess I was thinking it bites like it's hot. Like
No, it's just a transitive verb. It's
Yeah.
it's a verb.
it's always a verb. If you say
Bites.
it bites,
Unless you said I had 2 bites.
but the thing
Right.
isn't that an expression? It bites, that makes it, that's a verb, but it's not used as a verb.
It's just an intransitive verb. It just tells you what it does. It's not an action word. It's a verb.
It's not an action word, it's a verb.
We like it, Dean. It bites.
I don't get that, but okay.
Shanna, how about you?
Sure, I just started writing haiku this year during the pandemic. So I put my Instagram in the chat if you want to check it out. But I'll read one of my favorites, I guess. Bouquet of daisies, mere grocery store flowers to brighten a room.
Very nice.
And one more time.
Bouquet of daisies, mere grocery store flowers to brighten a room.
Near grocery store. Grocery store. Oh. What's it near, like NEAR?
MERE, kind of like simple. They're just simple flowers from the grocery store.
NERE, near grocery store. Oh, to brighten.
Yeah, brightens our life. You could just put brightens or, no, that doesn't sound good, brightens.
To brighten
like
our, Is that what you said? To brighten our room?
To brighten our life.
a
Right.
A
room.
room. A
To
room.
brighten a room.
Mhm.
And I have not played around with other structures. I've been adhering to the 5-7-5. So I've been very like strict in that structure.
Okay. Yeah, I guess with the Haiku Society, they want everything like an image right there. So we would take out thes and ands and stuff like that and just hit you with an image. Well, it's 7:10, huh, Stephanie?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I hope to see some of you in the fall.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much too, because this was it was very enjoyable for me too. I read so many books that I could bring in and share with you. So I have a huge library now, and I'll be collecting more. And everyone read other masters. It's then you'll see what haiku is by reading it, reading other masters. I like the classics like Basho and the old folks, you know, or the classics, but there's also wonderful modern haiku poets like Frog Pond. They have a lot of modern poets and Tiny Words and some of the anthologies that are coming out. So just explore and read and write and observe all around you. That really opens your eyes by writing haiku, because you have to sense things and keep your eyes and mind open and get rid of all the fluff. You know, we're getting down to the bare bones and the essence.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's appreciated very much.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Great class.